Now at 5, a project to widen 32nd Street in Joplin is complete after 2 years of work. Plus, some culinary students in Carthage get creative with cake batter in the classroom, and
the House votes along party lines to authorize the impeachment inquiry into President Biden. I'm Natalie Brand on Capitol Hill with a look at what this could mean for lawmakers and the presidential race ahead of the 2024 election year.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
The city of Joplin is celebrating the completion of its 32nd Street widening project. This is KOAM News at 5. I'm Dow Quick. The city today held a ribbon cutting on the west end of the street to celebrate. Project widened nearly 2 miles of 32nd Street to 3 lanes, stretching from Schifferdecker Avenue to Central City Road. It also added a center lane and a sidewalk.
Improving the quality of the drive for the public. It was about meeting capacity with the 3-lane road. It's not only safer, it can handle more traffic. It doesn't make it future-proof, but it does carry it a lot farther into the future.
Work on the project began 2 years ago in December of 2021. Freeman Health System held a ribbon cutting of its own today, this one in Neosho, Missouri. The health system is celebrating the completion of an expansion of its Neosho Physician Group building. The 4,200 square foot addition cost $1.2 million. Officials say it features increased clinic and office space, as well as space for an academy center for Freeman's family medicine residency.
And we are extremely fortunate to be able to have a family practice residency clinic right here in the heart of rural America in Neosho, Missouri. I don't think that our community truly knows how fortunate we are to have the entire program available right here locally to us.
That new expansion is across from Freeman's Hospital in Neosho. High schoolers in Carthage put their culinary abilities to the test this afternoon. The students were tasked with the duty of using vanilla cake batter to create anything except for vanilla cake. The students had 1 hour to create their food, which was then judged on taste, appearance, and creativity.
I love to see what they come up with because they're always creative and they think of different things. And it's just good to see the next generation really, a lot of times people dog on the next generation and they're like, oh, these kids, they're just high schoolers. How do you work with them every day? But they're really great and they have great ideas. And I think they have a bright future.
We're going to have more from the culinary students in Carthage tonight at 6. Right now, though, let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Doug Heddy for a first look at the weather.
Well, of course, another nice day for us today. The clouds really been thickening up during the afternoon hours, but overall it's been pretty nice across the region. Mostly cloudy skies, but look at our temps. 56 in Joplin, 53 in Pittsburgh. We have 55 in Carthage, 62 in Anderson, 63 at Grand Lake, and then on the other end, Iola is sitting at 51 degrees. All right, here's our next storm system we're tracking out across central and western Kansas. Look at the showers, look at the thunderstorms, even some snow once you get just to the west of Dodge City. And this whole storm system is heading toward us as we go through about the next 24 hours. Now, if you're going to be out this evening, it will be dry. Clouds continue to thicken up as we drop back into the mid-40s. But we're going to talk about that rain moving in, all coming up here in just a bit.
See you soon. A baseless political stunt. That's a quote. That's what President Biden is calling last night's vote in the GOP-led House of Representatives to begin formally investigating him for impeachment. Republicans say they're pursuing the truth. Natalie Brand is on Capitol Hill with more on what it could mean for the 2024 presidential election.
House members leave for the holidays today, but Republicans say they'll return in the new year with new powers to investigate President Joe Biden.
The resolution is adopted.
House members voted along party lines Wednesday to formally authorize the GOP-led impeachment inquiry.
I think that sent a message loud and clear to the White House. We expect you to comply with our information requests and our subpoenas.
Republicans say the resolution gives them more subpoena power in their investigation into the Biden's foreign business dealings. The White House and Democratic lawmakers say the year-long investigation has not turned up any evidence of wrongdoing by the president.
The do-nothing Republican Congress has visited upon the American people chaos,
Hunter Biden refused to testify behind closed doors Wednesday, but gave a statement and offered to testify publicly.
Republicans do not want an open process where Americans can see their tactics.
The vote this week puts members on the record on this issue heading into a major election year when all 435 seats in the House and President Biden are on the ballot.
What we're seeing right now is the politics of vengeance.
Todd Belt is a professor of political management at the George Washington University.
I think the next thing we're going to see is documents and people being subpoenaed and maybe perhaps even some people being held in contempt. And there's going to be a lot of muddying the waters if they don't find any sort of smoking guns.
With razor-thin margins in the House, both parties believe the inquiry could benefit them politically next year. Natalie Brandt, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
President Biden's national security advisor, Jake Sullivan, traveled to Israel for talks with that nation's prime minister and members of the Israeli war cabinet. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says he plans to continue the war against Hamas until absolute victory, a mission that now involves close quarter combat on the ground. President Biden this week warned Israel could lose international support for indiscriminate bombing of Gaza. Still ahead, finding a place to call home.
Hispanic home ownership is growing. I'm Cristian Benavides with what's driving the increase.
And next in Health Watch, a new study is helping health experts determine what causes morning sickness during pregnancy. Topping today's Health Watch, a study reveals drug overdose deaths among older Americans has quadrupled over the past 2 decades. And alcohol abuse is also increasing in that age group. Those alarming statistics are prompting the Senate Aging Committee to investigate why abuse is on the rise and how older Americans can get help. One of the nation's former drug czars testified that at least 110,000 Americans died of overdoses in 2022.
This equates to someone dying every 5 minutes. It's a major airliner going down every single day. It's 9/11 happening every 10 days. This is just not acceptable. Older adults are not immune.
Senators agree expanding substance abuse treatment in Medicaid and Medicare coverage could help save lives in a population society often tends to fail to consider. A new study finds severe morning sickness in pregnant women might be linked to a certain hormone, and doctors say that discovery means treatments can be developed to prevent the condition. Tina Kraus reports.
It really was a living hell. When Charlotte Howden was pregnant with her son 7 years ago, she never expected such a happy time to be so miserable.
Like vomiting up to 30 times a day. I couldn't eat anything. It got really serious for me when I was unable to keep water down anymore.
She was suffering with hyperemesis gravidarum, a severe form of morning sickness. Now scientists say they know why. University of Cambridge researchers find babies produce a hormone called GDF15 that can trigger the illness.
What we've discovered is that GDF15 is not just a contributor to hyperemesis, but is the major contributor to the worst form of nausea and vomiting in pregnancy.
Prince William's wife, Kate, was so ill from the condition when she was pregnant with Prince George in 2012, she had to be hospitalized.
She certainly has put this in the spotlight for us.
It's estimated that up to 3% of pregnancies can lead to the most extreme form of morning sickness each year. Researchers believe exposing women to the hormone prior to pregnancy could be helpful.
Safely and slowly, in a way that doesn't make them feel miserable, then we can, we hope, reduce the risks of them developing hyperemesis in the pregnancy.
Charlotte's son Henry is now 7, and she runs a pregnancy sickness support program to help other women who are struggling.
Our community want to help the researchers in any way that we can.
Medical trials for new treatments could start in the next few years. Tina Kraus, CBS News, London.
Actress Amy Schumer has also raised awareness of the condition because she suffered with it during her pregnancy. Mothers who participate in baby massage reduced postnatal depression, and mothers who participate in baby massage reported reduced postnatal symptoms. Researchers in London also found the moms reported better interactions with their child. Body dissatisfaction at age 11 is connected to an increased risk of depression by age 14. The study in the Lancet Psychiatry found the link was twice as large among girls compared to boys. Researchers say they can't explain why children with high BMIs are more likely to develop depression, but biological factors such as inflammation and environmental factors such as bullying could play a role. That is a look at today's health news. A little bit later, why Tesla is recalling nearly all of its vehicles sold in the U.S.
Plus, we have rain rolling in, which we greatly need. We're going to talk about that coming up. Well, it turned out to be another nice day, at least temperature-wise. We had quite a bit of sunshine during the morning hours. Clouds have thickened this afternoon, but temps great again. Most of us near 60 for afternoon highs. Nice shot. This is Indigo Sky Casino and Resort Indigo, just southwest of Seneca, Missouri. And you can see those clouds thickening up across the region. All right, temperatures for us. We're at 53 in Nevada, 58 in Neosho. We're at 61 in Bonita. I don't know why I said 53 in Nevada, 53 in Chanute. So temperatures, they're slowly dropping back. Clouds thickening up, 56. Easterly winds at about 5 to 10. Visibility looks good if you're going to be out throughout the evening hours. If you're doing any Christmas shopping, it is going to be dry. Just a lot of clouds as we slide back into the mid 40s. All right, look at the clouds increasing. And once you get west of Wichita, that's where you can start to see the rain. Showers, even thunderstorms, central, western Kansas down through the panhandles of Oklahoma and Texas. Of course, in the blue, that's where we're seeing snow just west of Dodge City. So this is still a pretty good distance away, but it is working toward the east and will start to roll in late tonight into the morning hours for us tomorrow as this little wave, well, decent sized little storm system is going to push on through. Upper level low, you can see the kink and the winds. So this is going to pass through, and on the backside, it will cool us down just a bit as we head into the weekend. All right, let me walk you through time. We're going to stop at about 6 o'clock in the morning. You can start to see some showers far western counties, Yates Center, Fredonia, Bartlesville, Sedan. Most of us dry. Rain advances east through the morning hours. Here's 9:30 in the morning. Let's go to about the noon hour. Rain making it to the Kansas-Missouri state line. Kansas, Oklahoma, you have showers pretty much on and off through the morning. Scattered showers get into southwestern Missouri by 3:30 in the afternoon. Hit and miss showers stick around tomorrow evening, pretty much fairly steady through the evening hours, and then after midnight, it'll start to taper a little bit on the Kansas and the Oklahoma side. Temps into the 40s. Let's continue into Saturday morning. Leftover showers, then the rain will advance east, but we're going to see a lot of clouds throughout the daytime hours on Saturday. We'll break out and see a little bit of sunshine late in the day. All right, look at our rain chances shooting up late morning, afternoon, best chances through the evening, and then we'll start to taper it off as we go through overnight hours tomorrow night. Rainfall not super heavy, but we are so dry, so we need the rain. But I think most of us, at least a quarter, upwards to a half an inch, and there could be some spots that get a little bit heavier on the Kansas side, a little lighter once you get into our far eastern counties. Day planner for you Friday, 40s into the 50s, with that rain really increasing, especially late in the day. High temp at 56, 50 on Saturday. Saturday is going to be a gloomy day, but sunshine returns on Sunday. High temp at 56, and then rain really starts to increase late next week into next week, and next Sunday is Christmas Eve, so we got to watch that system.
Yeah, you don't want rain while people are traveling, but boy, it's been dry.
It has been dry.
Precipitation. Thanks, Doug. Coming up, the IIHS releases its safety ratings for this year's luxury midsize SUVs. Topping today's Consumer Watch, a major recall is affecting nearly all of the Teslas sold in the U.S. since October of 2012. It's roughly 2 million vehicles. The company is sending out a software update with safeguards that are meant to ensure that drivers are alert when using autopilot. It comes after a 2-year investigation by federal regulators into a series of crashes, some of them deadly, that happened while partially automated driving systems were used. If you're thinking about buying a luxury midsize SUV for someone special this holiday season, Well, the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety is out with some new ratings that might help you decide which one to choose. Using what the IIHS calls an updated moderate overlap crash test, the safety group gave its highest ratings to the Lincoln Aviator, Mercedes-Benz GLE class, and the Volvo XC60. They say those vehicles offer solid protection for front and backseat passengers.
Compared to other classes, this mid-size luxury SUV class did very well in our testing. More than half received good or acceptable ratings, and it shows that when automakers put in the designs to improve rear seat protection, they can perform very well in our test.
The IIHS rated the Cadillac XT6 as the worst performer with a poor rating. They say the underperformers need to look closely at how to improve rear seat passenger restraint systems. Hispanic home ownership is on the rise, and a report from the National Association of Hispanic Real Estate Professionals finds this group is more mortgage ready than ever before. Christian Benavides spoke with one new Florida homeowner who achieved a long-held family dream.
Alan Regalado decided to buy a home for his growing family after their landlord raised the rent on their two-bedroom Miami apartment.
We started off with rent at $2,800 a month, and by the time that they wanted to renew our contract for another year, 14 months, they wanted to bring it up to $3,500.
Despite high interest rates, Regalado purchased a home outside the city, achieving a generations-long goal.
To be able to come to this country for our parents, grandparents, to just continue to provide for the family and have that stability.
He is part of a growing trend. According to the Urban Institute, during the pandemic, both Black and Latino homeownership increased more than white homeownership, and there's more growth on the horizon.
So when you look at the Hispanic population, it is a very, very young group. So you've got so many more people who are aging into their prime homeownership years.
Another factor driving the increase, Hispanics are more likely to live in multi-generational households and pull their resources together for more purchasing power.
You have mom and dad on the mortgage, but you might have 20-something-year-old son and grandma who are actually contributing toward that mortgage payment.
That's a strategy Melissa Hoff, Regalado's realtor, has seen with her clients.
They're willing to do what it takes in order to have what they want and not to continue renting.
Regalado says for him, purchasing a home was buying a piece of the American dream. Christian Benavides, CBS News.
A final check of the forecast next. Up next on the CBS Evening News, how industry issues are impacting one of the nation's fastest growing occupations, wind turbine technicians. Then on KOAM News at 6, we're going to have more on those Carthage culinary students finding creative uses for cake batter. Plus, NEO's esports team is named the Junior College National Champions. And Carl Junction squares off against Van Buren in the Mustang Classic. Stay with us for the CBS Evening News. And then KOAM News at 6. Pre-orders for a new limited edition Doritos flavored liquor have already sold out online after launching just yesterday. The collaboration between Spirit Company Empirical and snack giant Frito-Lay brings the iconic taste and smell of Doritos nacho cheese to liquid form. Fans over 21 years old can sign up to be notified when bottles are available again for purchase online. The nacho cheese inspired Spirit will also be sold in person in select California and New York markets starting next month. And I must say that sounds awful.
That does not sound good at all. I wouldn't even try it.
I wouldn't either. You can like them individually. You might like ice cream. You might like steak, but it doesn't mean you want steak flavored ice cream.
No,
right?
not at all.
Stay in your lane. The weather.
All right, showers increasing late tonight and then increasing across the entire area through the morning hours tomorrow. High temp, 56.
Thanks for joining us. CBS Evening News is next. And of course, we're going to be right back here for KOAM News at 6. We'll see you then. Let's make it a great evening.